Hello, welcome again. It's Sports This Morning on your award-winning station, Channels Television. It promises to be an exciting package for you on the show, taking a look at what's been making the rounds in the world of sports within the next hour, so you do well to come along with us. I'm yours truly, Ayotunde Balogun.
Good morning and welcome. I'm Cecilia Omogbe.
Good morning, glad you could join us today again. I am Tayo Salam.
All right, what's on the menu for the show today? Well, we're starting off with the football. The Super Eagles, that's the home-based Super Eagles, as some of us would like to call them. Well, they've been drawn in Group C of the 2016 African Nations Championship, or CHAN as we know it. And for some, it might just be a tricky group. Well, is it a tricky group? Well, they'll be facing the likes of Tunisia, Niger, and debutants Guinea in that championship coming up in Rwanda. What can we expect from the Super Eagles?
Okay, still talking football. Well, Sharks of Port Harcourt, they are relegated. And of course, it was just one man, Michael Ohala, actually came in as substitute to score that goal for Abia Warriors for them to go down. NNL for them next season.
Still on the show, world number 1 Novak Djokovic and world number 3 Roger Federer have made flying starts to the ATP Tour finals with straight set wins over Kai Nishikori and Thomas Berdych.
Fantastic. So you see the two heavyweights, getting results like they know how to do. But who knows what will happen if they have to come across each other again.
We will be facing each other tomorrow in the round robin. Anyway, but let's see if they can. Two of them will meet in the finals as usual.
As usual. Anyway, one interesting thing that really caught my attention over the weekend definitely is the World Cup qualifiers. And guys, you recall last week on Friday we were talking about the game between Argentina and Brazil, how it was going to pan out. Cecilia wanted Brazil to win. But we wanted Argentina, but as it turned out, well, they had to settle for a draw.
Which was really cool for me. We had to share the spoils.
Okay, they had to share the spoils. But really, if you look at the game, I think Argentina could have just nicked it. But I guess they were just a little bit wasteful, in front of goal, taking perhaps the Messi factor played out at some point. But Brazil, they did a whole lot of defending, really. But thank goodness they came out with a draw in the end.
Eventually, you have to give them credit for actually showing character in that one. They went down by a goal, early. Yes, and you thought, okay, they might just capitulate right now, but they didn't do that, and they just stuck to their guns and showed character to come back and get a 1-1 draw, which is a very good result considering they were playing in enemy territory. Let's put it that way. So good result for Brazil in that one. Second leg, I'm sure they're looking forward to it already.
Definitely.
And we also have the latest addition, guys, to the Euro 2016, Hungary getting past Norway to make it to the finals. Their first championship in about 30 years?
30 years,
yeah. That's a long wait. You mean 30 years they've not been to a major championship? What's going on?
What's going on? But they decide to be there right now.
So.
But you have to understand the competition is it's tough in
it's
UEFA.
Competitive,
exactly, and that's why you see countries like Wales, coming back around to qualify this time as well. Iceland. Countries that we wouldn't really say are reputed for powerhouses in European football. They've made their mark this time around, and it promises to be a very exciting tournament next year in France. I really can't wait for that tournament.
And talking about France, the Paris attacks, of course, that has also left a sour taste in the mouth of many. But as far as UEFA is concerned, and of course the French who are hosting, they say the tournament must go on in France, regardless of what happened over the weekend.
Yeah, sad one on Friday night. Following those reports, it just makes you feel really, really bad. And to think we were talking about insurgency a couple of days before then in Nigeria, and for that to go and happen in Paris, it's not a good one at all. Going into the competition now, like you said, they've decided the tournament will go on as scheduled. But then it brings to the question of safety. How
security,
safe will the fans be? How safe will the players be? How safe will the stands be? So the organizers definitely, they have the security has to be really airtight.
Exactly.
I don't know what they will have to do. I don't know, airport style security. I don't know. Something has to be done, to prevent a disaster, which is not what we want at this stage at all.
Exactly. And of course, our hearts and thoughts go out to all the victims over there in Paris. A whole lot of love and solidarity from different parts of the world on that one. All right, there's still sports this morning. Let's switch our attention now to the news headlines. Olumide Macaulay is bubbling this morning to take us through what's happening in the news world. Great to have you on the show, Olumide.
Good to be here, Ayo. I'm not
And
bubbling.
there he is.
I'm very sad.
Why are you
because
sad?
of the Paris attacks.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
You know, from what Tayo said is true, that the insurgency we're suffering here is the terrorism. It's what happened there.
It is a global phenomenon, definitely, but of course we have our own problems here at home as well.
If you take a cue from what the president said, and that's what he said in his message, Muhammadu Buhari to Francois Hollande, that because we understand, we've gone through it here, we're still going through it here.
Exactly.
They therefore understand how bad it is that this attack happened and left so many people dead. So we're suffering from
even
it
in
here.
the game, in the friendly game while France was playing Germany, you know, they could hear bombs going off like twice.
Exactly,
Yeah,
it shows the depravity to which these Islamic States terrorists will have sunk, as they've descended to that new kind of low. Reports have it that those suicide bombers, because that's what they turned out to be eventually, they blew themselves up outside the stadium, intended to enter the stadium.
Wow.
Otherwise, why would they be there? Investigations are still ongoing, but they intended to enter the stadium. Again, entering into the stadium probably caused...
It would have been more catastrophic.
It can only be best imagined.
Yeah.
The French president was there. He had to be whisked away. It was a very surreal and terrible situation. And we're talking sports this morning with you guys, and it can only be best imagined what happens when terrorists take their fight to venues
sports
like
arenas,
sports
venues.
arenas. You know, so yes, our thoughts and our prayers are with those that have lost their lives in France, and even here in Nigeria, those who are still suffering from all the loss of life in the northeastern part of the country.
Thank you very much, Olumide.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, let's move on with the show, guys. Definitely have to put our viewers in the know on how we normally do this every day of the show, Monday to Friday. You know, it's always a delight to hear from you on the show. So please get talking right about now. You can email us definitely at sportsthismorning@channelstv.com to air your views. On Facebook, we're channels-sports, and of course, tweet at us at channels_sports. We have the following hashtags, of course, which should be coming up. The Chan 2016, definitely. The Super Eagles will be playing in Group C, hashtag Chan 2016. For Sharks FC, well, they have been relegated. Sharks FC, that's the hashtag for that one. And of course, NPFL, you want to talk about that as well. The season is already over, hashtag NPFL. And of course, Djokovic and Federer, hashtag World Tour Finals. And you can also hashtag Solomon Dalong, the new sports minister. Let's continue to set the agenda for the new minister to see how we can take sports to the next level in the country. So much to talk about on the show today. But we're going to be starting off definitely with the Super Eagles. Yeah?
Yeah, before we go to the Super Eagles, Raul Gonzalez.
Okay, Raul Gonzalez, yeah.
We talked about him on Friday, He's played his final game now. He's finally retired after a very long and successful career. 38 years old, and he retired alongside Marcos Senna. Remember Marcos Senna, the former Spain international as well, that used to play for Villarreal. They both retired playing for the New York Cosmos. And what a way to do it. Doing it by winning the championship in the North American Soccer League. So very good one for Raul Gonzalez and Marcos Senna right there on the screen. Those guys have had incredible careers. Football is relatively a short career. So for a player to actually play to their late 30s. It's just incredible.
38.
Yeah, 38.
Well, don't forget the Japanese guy.
Come on.
We're talking top flight football.
No, thumbs up to the Japanese guy as well, to incredible feats. Yeah, you can't take that away from me.
It should be in the Guinness Book of Records, I'm sure.
Yeah, but Raul Gonzalez.
Paolo Maldini, how old was he when he left AC Milan? I mean, he was 41, 42. So you had
Yeah,
players who
but
actually
this
played
guy
into
is
their
48,
40s and all that.
Cecilia.
And he was
Anyway.
still very active. So that's
And what
the
a way
difference.
to
And he
go
was
out.
playing with AC Milan. So I think that's really the
He's
huge
going out as a
difference.
champion.
As a champion.
You know, he's going out with an assist to his name as well. So Raul Gonzalez, what more can we say about him? Take a bow, son.